Camille Pissarro. Jacob Abraham Camille Pissarro, also known as Camille Pissarro, was born on the 10th July 1830 and died in 13 November 1903. He was a Danish-French impressionist and impressionist painter that was born on St. Thomas Island, now in the US Virgin Islands. His importance resides in his contributions to both Impressionism and Post-Impressionism artistic styles. Pissarro studied from great painters such as Gustave Courbet or Camille Corot, and he later studied and worked with Georges Seurat and Paul Signac, when he took on the new Impressionist style at the age of 54. Pissarro started his artistic period of life living in Paris, where he knew many important painters that helped and taught him. Some of these painters were Millet, Courbet, or Corot. During the early 1870s, his paintings were recognized all around the city of Paris, so he created a new place to show his painting. In April of that year, Pissarro showed 5 paintings, including her famous Hoar Frost and The Old Road. Among other painters who also showed their works were Monet, Renoir, Sisley, Celan, Degas, and Morisot, that were very important painters of that time. This exhibition was the start of a new artistic style called Impressionism that helped the artist in his best economic moments. But in the early 1880s, France was inside an economic crisis, and Pissarro found it harder to sell his works. His art was in a complete decline. In 1884, he moved to the French population and a small village in research of inspiration. Here, he met several young painters such as Signac or Seurat. Due to his friendship, he became a convert to their new approach painting known as Neo-Impressionism. Some years later, he moved away from this new style, believing that art was worse than in previous years. He was in love with the old artistic style of Impressionism. In posterior years, his later works are more freely painted than previous works, using an harmony of colors and tones, and by applying a constant brushstroke across the entire surface of the canvas. Because through his career, he did not fix to one style, he was a constant innovator. At the end of his life, the author painted urban landscapes instead of the countryside outlooks that marked his career. One of these famous paintings are the Boulevard Montmartre on a winter morning. As well as this art piece, the author painted more pictures that are very important to European art. These works are Paysage Tropical from 1853, Yale Hill from 1867, The Crystal Palace from 1871, Hoarfrost from 1873, and the Boulevard Montmartre on a winter morning from 1897, among other paintings. Pissarro's works are across the world in several important cities such as Paris, Madrid, Washington, Boston, Berlin, or Moscow. But most of his paintings are in museums all around Great Britain. Although Pissarro was an impressionist painter, he was characterized by his age, because he was the oldest painter of his style. For other artists, Pissarro was a father figure due to his constant innovation with colors and tones, but also by his revolutionary idea of the teaching of art.